respect each other's mental space. If you ever need me, just call. I'ma come running, give it my all. Love is love, God wins. Keep your vibrations high and watch how your blessings.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Oh, it's afternoon. I mean, I'm so used to doing lives in the morning. Let's just play some music real quick. Hope everybody doing great.
I wonder, who are you? Why do you stand tall? Where you get wisdom from? Are you really this strong? Ralph DaWise over here, Ralph DaWise over there. Atlas family affair. Interfere if you dare. We don't battle with flesh, we fight demons oppressed by life over death. Off the record like broken up ciphers, black mirrors with reflectors of lies. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They wonder why point out all the wrongs, why shine in the darkest halls, why silence these evil calls. How dare you lift us up when we fall? We don't battle with flesh, we fight demons oppressed by life over death. Off the record like broken up ciphers, black mirrors with reflectors of lies. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. We face pretenders, fake co-creators, self-made destroyers. No more feeding on us, no longer getting my trust. Love in my veins like blood, none left for you demons, I'm done. They try feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons, we're fighting demons. We're fighting demons, we're fighting demons. Feeding on us, feeding on us. We're fighting demons. They wonder why point out all the wrongs, why shine in the darkest halls, why silence these evil calls. How dare you lift us up when we fall? We face pretenders, fake co-creators, self-made destroyers. No more feeding on us, no longer getting my trust. Love in my veins like blood, none left for you demons, I'm done.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Man, y'all see the chaos and the madness that's been going on in this sector? Is it a sector? Could we even call it a sector? in this region of YouTube. Let's just call it a region. In this particular region of YouTube, I mean, I say we shuffle the board around, get rid of some people. But they're still doing the same little tidbit. I was looking at somebody's live earlier. I don't even know what to call it anymore because now it's just a shit show of recordings and information that probably really shouldn't be out there about, particular people, you know, people pretending like they are, after a higher class bracket of people. But then when you get to pausing and reading said text messages, you start seeing otherwise, start seeing that, people was into like addicts, people was into addicts, trying to get scripts, trying to make sure that they didn't need pills if they came out there, travel. But one main thing that took place in that whole, mix up of her showing those messages was we can see that Lady T was playing on even Ronnie, right? If you go back and pause those messages, she was playing on Ronnie. She kept on wanting him to get in a car with, these two other dudes. She was like, oh, yeah, if you coming this way anyway, you might as well get in the car with my homeboys and so on and so forth. Like, so it seemed to me like she was setting them up, even in the messages that she put. If you scroll through the messages and pause it on certain parts, you can see you can't go to the one where she's scrolling down trying to show you what she wants y'all to see, right? Go to the one where she's scrolling up all fast and just pause it a couple of times and read. You're gonna find out all types of stuff, you know? What from day one, Ronnie was trying to make arrangements to go see her. She kept on blowing them off. She kept on making it seem like she wanted to see him. Oh, I can't wait to see you. You coming up this way. I might have to drive down there and get you. And that was a back and forth thing, to the point where it's like when he was about to come, she'll say, no, no, you don't really want to see me, so on and so forth. Let's just wait. Now is not a good time. She did that about several times, you know? And it's ironic because out of all of the conversations, their message actually started on December 12th or December 10th. December 10th of 2024, their message log starts. And within 3 days, she's already like in love with him. I'll do this about you and that about you, so on and so forth. So that was funny. Um, other things that was funny too was the whole situation. Like the whole thing was kind of funny. It was kind of ironic to read the message log that she was providing. She's putting it out there, about how, he had to get scripts in order to be okay because he was an addict. She was making sure that he had his scripts by calling in scripts and so on and so forth. Also, there was talk about him coming there and setting up shop in that town or area that she lived in. Now, usually when people say something like that, it's referred to as like a new location to hustle, you know, and we know Ronnie was into some of that stuff. So if you read through her little exposure of Ronnie's, there's two things that's evident. One, that it looked like she was playing a game with him the whole time psychologically, this whole big mama thing, trying to make it seem like, this, that, and the third. And also, it exposed the narrative of how they were actually selling this internet image and how they were going to get this show. And they were going to have to sell this type of image with this show idea. So it proves that she's been on here doing this whole 1-2 narrative bit. Um, so on and so forth. So that's ironic. So, however you looking at this whole thing has been a skit, a gimmick, a scam, um, so on and so forth. Like, I'm trying to put the pieces together for people to really understand, but they're doing a great job at putting the pieces together for us. Like, we don't really have to do nothing. Like, this is why we take the moments to sit back. Um, so, you know, and yeah, like I couldn't have did it better. Like, the text messages speaks for themselves. Like, if you scroll in the text message and pause them, like if you just scroll through her live where she's exposing these text messages, right? And this is all I did, right? I was curious because she's skipping through a lot of the stuff. Like she's skipping through it, right? So as she's scrolling through these text messages, that's I think it's one that's like 9 minutes long, right? So she's scrolling through these text messages, right? Now, this is how easy it is, right? Look, this is all you got to do is pause it as she's scrolling up through the text messages, right? As she's scrolling up through the text messages, right? This is all you got to do is pause it in between her scrolls, right? And it tells a whole different story. It tells a whole different story, not the parts that she don't want you to see, right? Don't worry about the parts that she wants you to see where she goes all the way up and then scrolls down for a couple of seconds. No, 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 fuck that. As she's scrolling up, passing a bunch of stuff, that's what I want you to catch. The stuff that she's scrolling up to try to pass, right? I would prefer you to do the Blue Rock platform. Speak about like everything that she was doing was based off of sending him images of this person going live, that person going live. And then there's a spot in there where she referenced the knot way before they ended up on the Knot show on the 23rd, right? Because they didn't end up on the Knots until the 23rd, right? So this was around the 14th, the 13th, somewhere around there, the 13th or the 14th, right? And she's messaging him, showing him the live about the knot, right? This is why I say, like, they tell on theyself. Like all this stuff that she's trying to scroll past real fast. And even if you go listen to the recordings of what he's saying, like, nah, you switched up on me, you switched sides on me. She's trying to edit the stuff and cut out certain parts and just play certain parts, but she sucks at editing, right? So it's still telling, right? It's still telling, and she sucks at editing, right? So that's a telling, right? So, but when you look at this, you're getting all of this. Look at the, all right, the images, that might be her images or whatever, right? But everything she's talking about is talking about people from YouTube, people from streaming, right? Trying to make it like we gotta take the narrative, do it our way, pop our shit, so on and so forth. This is them, right? This is her trying to get herself in the algorithm, get herself a show, get her and Ronnie a show. Oh, we'll definitely be this and we'll definitely be that. Kind of ironic. She did the same thing with the knot. Kind of ironic. She did the same thing with AT2. Kind of ironic. She did the same thing with Sean Davieway, right? So even if you scroll past these, you'll see she fall in love and pretend like she's in love in the first 3 days. She make it seem like it's the distance that's stopping them from seeing each other. She always prolongs it whenever they say, I'm just going to drive that way, right? I'm going to just drive that way. I'm going to just drive your way. No, right? She's playing on their needs, right? Finding out what they need. Oh, I'll make sure that you have the pills and you could just stay at my house if you sick, because we know da 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 da. She was feeding an addict, right? She knew he was addicted. She was feeding his habits, right? By giving him a little bit of money here and there, $50 here, so he can go because he was feeling dope sick, whatever the case may be, right? She played on him. She tried to go get a young person and then play on. And because he was attached to Christian Rock, so on and so forth, it worked out, right? And all she had to do was be on the platform with him a couple of times, so on and so forth. And of course, he's going to reach out. Of course, he was going to reach out. Of course, if you look at the messages, she's telling him like, "Oh, I see you not paying attention to my IG anymore. You're not liking my videos anymore. You usually, be on that. I'm watching that you not watching me no more, right?" So she was always trying to get him to put the attention on her, right? He even says it in the recording, like, I don't like how you trying to flip this and make it more about you, so on and so forth. You switched up sides. Go back and listen. She's telling on herself by releasing this stuff, right? She's trying to make it seem like she's not telling on herself, but she's telling on herself, right? Even the same way to not sit there and say, I wish I never met you. You can go ahead and unalive. She's saying that stuff in some of these, you know what I'm saying? In some of these messages, right? She's saying that. All you got to do is just go break it down, and it's telling a whole different story. This whole thing is telling a whole different story when you break these messages down, right? And they talking about oral herpes, all of this other stuff. So all you got to do is break it down, right? She's talking about other people online, telling him not to F with this person, not to mess with that person. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say, like, she's telling on herself. She just now exposed the whole message log. You know what I'm saying? She just exposed the whole message log. You just got to scroll back. You see what I'm saying? It's all you gotta do is pause it. In between, you're gonna see all the bullshit that she really was worried about. She really was focused on the internet. She was dragging him really when it came down to the visiting, right? It came down to the visiting. She was dragging him. She was dragging him, right? You see? He talking about I hit a big joint before I go GAY with the F. You know what I'm saying? This was her. This was a game. This was a game. This was a whole storyline, pushing him away from people that he was dealing with online, focused on the women that he was dealing with, keep on talking about, oh, nah, we ain't doing it like that. If you messing with this person or messing with that person, dragging him out, talking about, yeah, I'm going to come see you or I'm going to have to come pick you up at this point. I'm going to just drive. There's 7 different occasions. Mind you, they started talking on December the 10th, and this is by December the 21st, right? This is by December the 21st. All of this is happening, right? So she's telling on herself. She's telling on herself, you know, trying to find out more stuff about AJ, trying to find out more stuff about him, all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention. Pay attention, right? See, look, even right here, remember, here it goes. Here goes the whack 100 part, right? December 20th. December 20th, right? He's saying, I fuck with whack. He 100 on here, right? Now, mind you, she was talking about whack 100 as if they both met whack 100 at the same time, so on and so forth, right? But read the text log, right? I fuck with whack. He 100 on here. I'm ready tuning in. See what ball you talking about, right? Whatever that means. This is, mind you, he's probably using talk text because he's probably talking into the phone or something like that, right? She say, laugh my ass off, right? Vlad needs to go ahead, sit down with me and shoot the paper, real deal, right? Now, look at the bottom. That's why you need to see if Wack can set that up. You see? She's bringing attention to all of these people. She's putting it in his mind to go deal with this person, that person. She's telling him, look, going at the bottom, I'm going to assume since you know Jess, she's the reason Charlemagne hasn't made a donkey of the day yet, so on and so forth. She's mentioning these people, trying to further him into the interviews so she can boost off of that. She's pushing the paperwork for this. She's the one that's making the suggestions for him to give the paperwork to Krishan in court. Oh, serve her the paperwork in court, right? She's looking into all of this different stuff for him and trying to act like she's a rider for him and so on and so forth, right? She's doing this, right? Whole time we think that it's Ronnie, and the whole time it's her playing the manipulation game. Ronnie thinking this his next ride or die. He like the way she operate. Why? Because he looking for that same thing Krishan was, that go-getter, one that set people up for him and so on and so forth. Ride or die, Bonnie and Clyde type shit, right? So she would fit right up that alley, especially being trying to be a baddies, trying to end up on the show, trying to, do all of that extra shit to be seen, right? Go back and bust it down. Like anybody can do this. That's why I said she's telling on herself. Now she might go private it now. She might go try to, block the video or private the video now. But all you got to do is literally go back. And as she's scrolling up past a bunch of shit, trying to like create the narrative, just pause that shit. Pause that shit on some of the stuff that she's saying. Pause it. Don't go with the narrative that she trying to point out. Oh, we did it. That Ronnie was, we pieced it up, so on and so forth. Nah, nah, nah. Go pause that shit and read. Ronnie was being transparent and real with her, giving her the doctor's numbers to call so that way she can know about his prescription or his problem, right? Trying to get her to, understand, like, look, if I'm gonna go on trucking with you or go on the road with you, I'm gonna need pills so that way I won't have to go through none of this, feelings of withdrawal, so on and so forth, right? So she knew he was an addict. So to sit there and try to make it seem like, oh, Maggie, you're going after these bums and so on and so forth, when she was going after fiends. And Sean Davy Way is another fiend, right? You heard them come to the conclusion that he possibly is on meth, right? So therefore, she's going after another fiend, right? Why? Because her herself is the same way, right? So she has to find those people that enjoy the same thing that she's enjoying, right? Which is sitting somewhere in a corner, getting high and making shit up, right? She has to find a person that enjoys that shit. You know what I'm saying? He trusted her with vital information. He didn't know that this stuff was being recorded. He didn't know that she was going to do all of this extra shit with it, right? But he was telling her and being transparent with her about his life, his addiction. He wanted to get off, but he had to be honest that he was on, that he, you know what I'm saying, that he was stuck on it, right? So he needed to make sure that he had doctor's prescriptions to go up there and visit, but he kept on trying to get up there to visit her. She kept on bullshitting like she wanted to visit him, right? Oh yeah, the first message. Yeah, I'm trying to come up there. That's like on the 10th of December, right? 3 days later, right? She playing it off like she gonna come visit him and just drive back, even if I gotta follow you back in your car, so on and so forth. She playing it off like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say she telling on herself. You know what I'm saying? And then he says it right here. I'm gonna pitch it to him and see if we can be on the same, right? So he telling her, "Oh, I'm gonna pitch it to Whack and see if we can be on the same." Basically, pull him in. That's why I said, like, even her still continuing in the black tea sector right now. It's like they're still fulfilling her promise. Whatever role she played in this whole Ronnie thing, right? Whack 100 and them is still looking out for her by putting her in the mix with Sean Davy Way and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Putting her in the black T side. We keep on trying to figure out, why is she over here? Why is she don't fit no storyline no more, right? But if she tied in with Whack 100 for the setup of Ronnie and some bullshit behind that, then they still, owe her a little bit of this obligatory measures. You know what I'm saying? Sick and twisted. I'm just saying, like, all y'all have to do is just go back and look at like half of the stuff it was, infiltrated. All of this stuff was like just go back and look. You can just pause it and see. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that he's saying, the messages that she trying to bleep out, uh, the messages she's trying to bleep out, overlook, pass along, right? Remind me when we talk to tell you what the real gig will be for show, right? Right here is saying, I just know her and Bree are talking right now. I just know it, LOL. And then it says, remind me when we talk later to tell you what the real gag is will be for the show, right? So basically, they're putting all of this together. This is all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Even if you zoom in and read his text message or whatever she took a picture of her sending, she said, I just text Carlissa like I told her it's end of 2024, 2025. We not pumping no brakes. And far as I'm concerned, she deserves it all and owes nothing to nobody. They have done her so foul. It's unreal. I'm not saying go against her son and saying anything that brings money to his children and her, and it's not harmful. It's a win. So let's get it for the love of Ronnie. He was thinking Ray J or Whack. I said, fuck no, Carlissa deserves that. So on and so forth, right? So now you see the plot thickens, right? You see the plot thickens. She's coasting, this. Remember, Whack 100 probably was trying to give the interview to Ray J or whatever the case may be, right? But she's sitting here saying, no, Carlissa deserves that interview. Carlissa deserves this, right? Now we see where a lot of these plays are coming in at. We see where a lot of the bullshit is happening at, right? You have to really break this down. Like you just go pause it. Just go pause it. Just go pause it, right? Just go pause it through some of it. It's a plot. Look, and we can make it entertaining and funny as fuck, right? It's a way to take over the internet. You know what I mean? It's a way to take over the internet. The games, it keeps going. It doesn't stop, right? You see. So even going back, you can see it's always been a play. Never really been about, you know what I'm saying? It's never really been about any particular character. This has all been a game, a gimmick, right? You go back and pause it, right? You go back and pause it, you can see all of these mishaps, all of the games that was played, the string him along, try to make him think that you're trying to see him, try to make him think that he has a chance. Really, she probably never was planning on seeing him. It was probably always a setup to get, him into some type of storyline gig. Once the gig was up, that's when she probably went a different route. You know what I'm saying? The text message, the text log, her reaching out to these people, so on and so forth. That's her. It's the game. She was putting herself in there. You know what I mean? Fingers crossed, texting people. Ronnie is off limits, period. You want smoke? I got somebody for you. Ronnie is mine. I'm not going, and you can set that up with Rock. ass because yeah, I need that. So even right here, or make Rock do a sit down with him. Let me know. I'll get with Ronnie. This is her implementing herself in the mix, sending Blueface the message, whoever she was sending the message to, right? This is her reaching out, putting herself in the middle of it, right? This the part of you I fell in love with. All of this stuff. All you gotta do is go back and pause. Just go back and pause as she's scrolling up to try to, hide shit. Just go back and pause it. Just go back and pause it, and you're gonna see the whole manipulation unfold and we wind. You're gonna see the whole manipulation unfold. Ronnie trying to come see her, Ronnie trying to come visit. She's putting all of this stuff out there about the internet, right? I won't even give a motherfucker was with 4 years that has money, a car, 2 jobs, a hustle, time a day, because when I'm done letting a motherfucker okay with me, I'm done. And as you can see clearly, this MF is still trying to get back with me and been since I left him December 2022, and I'm going blah, 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 right? Now, mind you, who is the one that's sending her around, telling her to go trauma bond with people, right? We watched this incident with Ronnie. She went and trauma bonded herself to Ronnie, Ronnie's situation, right? Then Denat told her to go and trauma bond with, he wanted her to come into my Discord and trauma bond, right? She didn't want to do it, or she said she didn't want to do it, which I really think she did do it, or she put Carl into doing it. But whoever it was, you got Tara, you got her, you got Carl, right? All coming from the same direction, right? A mod for the knot, or was a part of the knot's little circle, right? Coming from Clubhouse, which is also WAC 100, right? So these group of people, Van P, all of these negative ass people that's coming from a platform that's negative, they're now over here, right? And they're doing the same thing, right? So now you have that group of people, you got this group of people, right? So let's look at that, right? They're sending her on missions on here to go trauma bond with people. Look at what she just did to Maggie, right? She trauma bonded with Maggie. Put herself in there with Maggie, and then started trying to tell Maggie to block this person, boot that person, get rid of this person. That person shouldn't be here. Trying to take over Maggie's space, right? She did the same thing with Ronnie. Ronnie said, man, you switch, you change, you making this about you, and so on and so forth. Remember, she got on the knots, trying to say he had a small thing, and then try to broadcast her mango, right? Ronnie's like, this is supposed to be about me getting the results for Junior, and so on and so forth. This wasn't ever supposed to be about you getting a love show or a fight for Ronnie Love, or being a part of a fight for Ronnie Love, right? So that's where she's coming in at. Even with the Sean Davy way, right? She's trying to get that spin-off show, for the love of her, or whatever the case may be. She want to find love on the internet. So she looking for that person that she can build internet content with to make it toxic, like, just like the crazy in love thing, right? But they're going to make theirs funny. They're going to make theirs better. They're going to do the same thing that Blueface and Chris Sean is doing, but they're going to be better at it, right? Opportunist, smooth opportunist. Nothing new under the sun. This is nothing new. Hold on.
I said what I said, better clock it. Headstone heavy on the topic. No edit, no debit, deposit. 10 toes down, 10-fold, no swap. Clock it. I said what I said, better clock it. Barcode stamped on the docket. Raw tone set in the socket. clock it. When I lock in, whole room gon' clock it. Stand on the statement, planted and blatant, granite and stainless, panic contagious, demanding the payment, handed to greatness, candid and dangerous, branding's outrageous, clock face cadence, secondhand tension, pressure compressing the lessons, I'm flexing, weaponized rhetoric, definite presence, stepping on skeptics, I set the direction, say less, I press lines, measured and meant, descended and cemented, sentence relentless, entered the session, bent it and blended, mended the metric, rendered it endless, no backspin tactics, no cap and captions, fact check traction, exact with action, stack that passion, black belt rapping, snap track cracking, this impact lasting. I said what I said, better clock it. Headstone heavy on the topic, clock it. No edit, no debit, deposit, clock it. 10 toes down, tenfold, no swap it, clock it. I said what I said, better clock it. Barcode stamped on the docket, clock it. Raw tone set in the socket, clock it. When I lock in, whole room gon' clock it. Prime time and climb by climbing. Mind wide eye, design divine in it. Line by line, I line my rhyming. Spine stays solid, no sign of sliding. Grind more militant, syllables venomous. Minimal limits, I pivot with emphasis. Digital dividends, critical sentences. Riddle them, hit them with literal genesis. No fold, no flinch, no fracture phase. Bold in the cold, no active ways. Cold in the scroll, that's capture rage. Gold in the mold, I master blaze. One take wonder, no retake hunger. Flow freight train with the great weight under. Whole lane under, no break, stay under. Say what I said, can't shake that number. I said what I said, better clock it. Don't cut time.
Look, that's all you have to do is just look back. It's gonna tell on itself. Like literally, it's gonna tell on itself as soon as you look back. You know what I'm saying? Look, you on some bullshit too early. Cut it out. You can pick up the phone before you go clean, right? Like this is regarding his CVS pickup, you know, his pickup for the CVS, right? And you know, even if you, like I said, if you really scroll back, you can see the game, you can see the manipulation. You know what I'm saying? You could see the bullshit, you could see the manipulation, you can see all of it when you scroll back and break it down. You could see he was transparent, he was honest, he thought they really had something. She was the one playing the game. He said on several times, I'll just drive to you. I'll jump in the car now, drive to you. That started on December the 13th, December the 10th, right? Going back to December the 10th, right? You go back and you scroll back. Let her do the scrolling. She's telling on herself. All you got to do is just let her do the scrolling. She's telling on herself. Just let her do the scrolling. All you got to do is just go pause it. Just go pause it and really try to get track of the storyline. And you will see all the manipulation on her end. All of the, you know, because Ronnie said he's not into the internet games. He don't know how the internet works, so on and so forth. He a real life street dude, so on and so forth, right? He in them streets. He know about getting a bag, fucking up a bag, setting somebody up to get the bag back. He an addict. He chasing that street, that street lifestyle. As soon as he gets something, he gonna mess it up, right? Gonna mess that bag up, get a new bag, so on and so forth. Rob somebody, you know, get a new bag, flip it, right? He's looking for areas he can set up shop in. Well, shit, I can come to Ohio where you at and set up shop out there, right? Or as if, you know, just like any other Baltimore dude, he thinking, shit, I can come to your area, chill for a little bit, lay low, use your spot as a lay low spot. You know, from the dirt that I did, I could probably hit a couple of licks and then shoot out your way and lay low for a while, right? Or I can come out your way and set up a couple motherfuckers and then shoot on back to the city. Either way, his mind is programmed for a street come up, a fast come up, right? Get it out the mud, but you know what I'm saying? Also take from whoever made it, right? Hers is the same way. Hers is the same way, right? The manipulation of trying to flip somebody, flip something. Even now, she's trying to do the same thing online, right? Trying to use controversy to flip it and then gain clout from that. And then also use the fact that I wasn't chasing clout before, but since y'all want to say I'm chasing clout, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what chasing clout look like. You've been doing that. You're just trying to justify it to yourself now as you do it, right? No, absolutely, he didn't deserve somebody playing on in him. Like, think about it. He's coming off of the Christian Rock situation, and then he runs into a lady T, or older woman who's manipulative and playing narcissistic and sociopathic, siphoning his energy, playing on him. Right. This is going back to December 19th. Now, mind you, they wasn't on the Not show until December 23rd. Right. She tried to say that that now, listen, she said that she didn't know nothing about the knot until that day. Ronnie was on the knot's page, right? But by her own text logs that she's showing before the 23rd, now you see this date is December 19th. When it scrolls up, it's going to show her sending a live to Ronnie about the knot way before the knot show took place on the 23rd. Right? She's going to say like something on the lines of even your biggest hater is talking about Krishan or something like that, right? Going, this is scrolling all the way back up, right? She's getting into the landlord issues, her landlord this, so on and so forth, right? Showing you that she's not that big money that she says she is. Even though she's sending this money to him, you see some of it say Quran unsent message, unsent, so on and so forth, right? Now, mind you, it says right here, when you send it to me, I'm gonna be on my way to you. Right? When you send it to me, I'm gonna be on my way to you. Now, mind you, this is December 18th. It's raining like shit out here, right? So on and so forth. This is December 18th. How many trips, how many times did they plan to see each other, right? She was supposed to set up an appointment so that way he can have a doctor when he got there, right? If you got the appointment, just keep it there and scripts and then sell instead, right? And then, because this is what they're doing, they're getting the scripts, selling the scripts for money, right? Illegal activities, bullshit, right? This is the mindset of street mentality, so on and so forth, right? Go to the doctors, fake an injury, get to the hospital, get prescribed something, go get this prescription, and then sell it, right? Keep there, get the scripts, then sell here instead of all the transferring, right? So now she's saying, get the scripts where you at, and then when you come here, you sell the scripts, right? This is the type of activity that he was into. This is the shit that he was doing because they addicts. They got to feed that habit, right? So in the hood, we recognize this. We know this, right? We can point this out a mile away. A auntie, a uncle, these levels of activity, we spot this shit. We know an addict when we see an addict. We know a fiend when we see a fiend. We know a junkie when we see a junkie. These is two junkies having a conversation on how they can keep their habit going, how they can get scripts and flip the scripts, and two junkies. This ain't his suggestion, this her suggestion. Yo, get the scripts there and then come sell them here, right? But she on here trying to make it seem like she exposing everybody else's hustle, and she making it seem like she speaking on everybody else and telling everybody else about their self. Think about that. Think about that. Right? And that whole, it's supposed to be us against the world, me and you against the world. Who is we? I'm here, you're there. I'm just sending it to you. LOL. I just wanted to make it to make sense, not just blown, right? Blah 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 blah, right? So he's selling her the story, she's selling him the story. They both playing on each other, right? This whole story of how I'm gonna come there, we gonna sell these and flip it. I'm gonna put in as many appointments as I can. I'm gonna do an appointment here and get some scripts. When I come there, I'll do another appointment out there and get some scripts, right? This is a $2 hustle, right? Can you see if y'all got the 200 doctor that can get you in and just get scripts? See that? See that? An addict to another addict. Can you see if y'all got that doctor down there that you just pay $200? You mean an NBA young boy? Is that the doctor you want him to call? NBA young boy? Huh? He say, yeah, that's why I'm trying to see if I can pay to get in somewhere. I think it may be one in PG, which is Prince George County, right? I'm trying to get the number to call and set it up, right? Come on now. Come on now. You sitting there trying to make fun of Maggie for the people that she fall in love with. And here it is. You in love with a whole, RIP to Ronnie, but a whole fiend, a whole addict, a whole gimmick. And you right there up shit creek with him, trying to get your script on. Why? Because that's probably your substitute addiction too when you can't get the drugs that you want. You traded one for another. They changed NA to fit this program for people on Subutex, Suboxones, methadone, so on and so forth, right? So it's no wonder why you see this type of game going on, right? And to sit there and try to downplay the normal people, the ones who just sip a couple of drink here and there just to ease their mind, or smoke a little bit of tweed just to relax their mental, right? Sit there and downplay us. You some high class woman. You high sedity. Cause your kitty take vinegar and water just like everybody else's, but you want to make it seem like, oh, not mine. Nobody will touch mine. But you out here trying to broadcast it like you the baddest thing out here on the market. Like anybody should want to have you. Cause you can change out your wig. That's just like a Mrs. Potato Head. You ain't no difference than a Mrs. Potato Head. But you played in this man's face, and then the nerve of you to try to say F his unaliving. That's what made me go back and look at these, text messages, is because you said F that man not being here no more. F him. That's so disgusting to even know that you was in contact, in touch, that this man actually shared his life with you, or a piece of his life, and for you to just say F him. F the fact that he's not here no more. But just last week, you were sitting there crying about your victims, or the victim that you took out in the truck, and talking about they shouldn't put his family through that anymore, and they shouldn't do that, da 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 da. But here it is, a whole person who you was in touch with, and it's F him and the fact that he's not here no more. But when the time was right for you to play the victim on some shit that you did, you wanted to sit there and be like, oh, that's not right for them to keep on making me relive that, and that's not right for them to try to contact that family, and da 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 da, and RIP to him, and they did that, and then that's the shit that you pull. That's the shit that you pull. Hmm. Hmm. That's the shit that you pull. Right? And you can go back. Any of y'all can go back and really, like, really expose her. Like, I'm not really exposing her, right? I'm just like scrolling back through a couple just to show y'all, because she might try to, flag the page or whatever. But any of y'all can go back and scroll through this. Anybody can go back and scroll through this and see the level of manipulation that was being played. You know what I mean? You can see the game that was being played. You could see, you know, how she was manipulating, how she was even like right here, but anyways, Bankit always says one of the names, he's the real star of the twins, so no love lost anyway. Sway stay locked up, always missing out, never seen touch what Bank has. That's why his mental ain't the same, right? And this is a backstory on one of the dudes that she's trying to hook him up with or plug him into, right? Whoever these characters are, right? These are the characters, you know what I'm saying? Yo, jump in the car with this person. Yo, I'm out here with this person, so on and so forth, right? This is why I say She say, I'm 41, paid my debt and earned my stripes and them streets and worked hard to get out and not look back. The difference between me and them MFers, I don't have to ride Scully in 90s-degree weather because my name bad, so on and so forth, right? This was all a manipulation. You can go back and look at it and see the variation of manipulation that took place. Now, mind you, they ain't end up. She said she wouldn't have knew about the knot if it wasn't for him. Now I'm gonna skip some parts because it has addresses in there and stuff, right? But if you go all the way back, you'll see it, right? And you look at the dates on here. This was way before the 23rd on the knots panel. This is way before the 23rd on the knots panel. Go back and look. She's sending him all the people that's online, all the people that talking about this, talking about that, pointing him in this direction, that direction, right? This is December 14th. December 14th. Keep going up. Right there. Trying to get him to be a guest on the Maury show. Oh, go fill out the Maury paperwork. Did you to be a guest on Maury show, right? Trying to get him to fill out Maury paperwork. Sent him the information to the knot early on, right? All of this stuff, this was way before they ended up. She said she wouldn't have knew about the knot if it wasn't for Ronnie. That's a lie. All of this test result shit, all of this bull crap, all of it. All of it. This was baiting him in. This was trying to make it seem like, oh, look, I care for you, so on and so forth. This is an internet game. Who knows how many people she had played on this, right? December the 11th was the first time that Ronnie, sent the message to her. December the 11th. You go back, just play it back this way, right? And you see all the levels of manipulation if you just run it backwards, right? All of these pictures she sent to this person, she's sending him stuff from the comment section because people saying that they'll make a good couple and all of this other stuff. And then she's sending him, oh, you better not fuck with her, so on and so forth. Word around this, she got this, da-da-da-da-da, right? All of this stuff. Manipulation. All of it is a manipulation. All these people from the internet, oh, we could do our show better. Me and you, Bonnie and Clyde, ride to the end, us against the world. All of this. This was her way of trying to get in on a story. Get in on a story. If you go back, she was trying to set shit up for him. She was like, oh, I'm going to set it up. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to get in contact with this person. So on and so forth. Oh, I already sent the message. I already sent it. Right? I'm going to get you with, you got to give it to Carlissa. Don't give it to Ray J or Wack. You go, give it to Carlissa. She deserves it. Right? She's telling on herself all through that. All through and through, she's telling on herself. through and through. She's telling on herself. All through it. Telling on herself. So all you got to do is go back and listen. She's telling on herself. That's the beauty of these people. You won't have to do nothing. They're going to tell on their self. That's the beauty of it. All you could just fall back and watch, and they're going to tell everything on their self. You could just fall back and watch, and they're just going to start telling on themselves. You're going to be amazed. You'd be amazed at how fast they start telling on themselves. You'd be amazed at how fast these people start telling on themselves, you know? Man, fucked it up for mangoes for you. Think that's what they doing, man. They just out here trying to
Get back.
mentally.
Get
Hey,
back to yourself.
I'm trying to go take care of a bunch of
Get
stuff.
back to yourself.
But
Nah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every thought sensor. They don't like it when we speak. When we peak, they're living under pressure. It's not a life for the weak or the meek. Gotta rise that temperature. It's real cold in these streets. Bring the heat. A spiritual venture. Gotta watch who you greet, who you meet. You know you do right, so they tell you you're wrong. Put up a fight.
They don't like it. They don't like it. So look, somebody try to contact like Rex, like the person at the farm that I'm working with. Somebody try to contact him the other day and try to text message him. Try to be like, oh well, listen, there's nobody that y'all can send a message to that can control me. There's nobody. We are not kids anymore. There's nobody you can tell on me to. Like, I'm a grown ass man and I move how I want to move. Like, I don't fall into none of those little traps that y'all try to manipulate somebody's real life in order to get the narrative that y'all want, sitting there sending text messages to people telling them that I'm harassing people online and they should check out my page or Maggie's the Blackout page. Like, y'all weird for that. But the concept of y'all thinking that was going to stop me or make me talk about something different or make me stop pointing out these scammers and grifters and these little games that's being played on people's energy, like, that's going to make me talk about it more. You do know that, right? That's going to make me talk about it more. So AT2, you can do that whole run off the panel and then make phone calls on the back end, that whole manipulation. Yeah, been way ahead of the whole situation. Been way ahead of it, you know. Pointing it out, that's easy. Like, all of this is easy. Like, pointing it out, you know, speaking on it, it's easy, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to go live, just to, show y'all like, listen, man, don't fall victim to this stuff. That this is why they don't want to point out certain people over here. They'll rather point out somebody who can keep the narrative going and the back and forth going. They ain't gonna point nobody over here that's giving clarity to shit. Like they not gonna point people in this direction. We giving too much clarity. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, love and light to everybody. If nobody told y'all that they love you today, let me be the first but not the last to tell you that I love you. Remember, one's image of oneself should be greater than reality. I hope to see a lot more of y'all in the Discord. I'm going to drop a link for the Discord right now again. Drop a link for the Discord for the people that want to join the Discord. We are going to start chilling back in the Discord more, exposing this from the Discord. We ain't gonna really try to bring this to the forefront. We see how they play on the forefront. They don't really play fair, on the forefront. They actually play kind of scary, with this whole making phone calls to try to affect people's real life, making it seem like. And another thing, like the people that y'all contacting, they don't have no power over me. They not paying no bills. They not paying me. If anything, by you telling them something, that's not even going to help you because everything I did for them, I did for free. So you're calling somebody who knows me in real life and know that I did everything on like just on a humbug, and you're trying to throw a bad bone on me. They're going to be listening to you or looking at your text like, shit, I can't tell. He's a great person to me. You know what I'm saying? So y'all reaching out to the wrong people. Y'all reaching out to people that actually know me in real life and know that the only thing I don't play is these little games where you let people manipulate your energy, feelings, and emotions or any of that. Hey, appreciate the super sticker. Appreciate the super sticker. But yeah, it's a wrap for that. All the games, all the gimmicks, it's a wrap for that. You know what I'm saying? Hugs and kisses. Hey, love is love, man. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all join the Discord if y'all not in the Discord. It's gonna be one of the greatest Discords to be in because we got people coming from TikTok, we got people coming from YouTube. So, blend in, and we pointing out all of this bullshit. We not done exposing them yet. You know what I'm saying?
Like that you're strong, crave that control, so they string you along. Catch a break, that shit's prolonged. When you know you don't belong, so it's back to the same old con. With a song, bringing facts, so they want you gone. Get back to yourself. Why you tryna please these thieves? They don't wish you well. They don't wish you well. Take and throw it in your face like it's show and tell. Swimming in a world of snakes. Open gate to hell as they yell. Get back to yourself. Get back to yourself. Talk that talk, walk that walk. Represent for the flock, time weighing like a boat of tick-tock. No promise, no hope, no joy from the clock. Just annoyance when they circle and they